Hey everybody, this is Nathan from Geeks-a-Musing. I just wanted to put this in the front of the Star Trek episode to let you guys know that this will officially be the last one that goes up normally, where you can get off iTunes and stuff like that. After this one, all the other ones are just going to go straight to YouTube. So if you haven't gotten over there and subscribed and following that page, if you could do that, and we're going to start throwing up the video podcast. I actually just put one up of me and my kids reviewing John Krasinski's A Quiet Place. It's a video episode we did, and the video's okay. I just used my GoPro too, but we'll get some better stuff here in a little bit. But just want to let you guys know that, and to catch us out over there. Thanks. Welcome back to another episode of Geeks-a-Musing. This is Nathan.
Why does your Star Trek voice sound like Sean Connery?
I don't know.
Really? Is that show?
Make it show.
Oh, wow, that'd be crazy. Sean Connery is a starship captain.
Number one. Do it.
I don't know. He didn't say do it. Make it so.
Make it show.
Do it.
Shake a nush.
He's not the emperor.
Yeah, instead of asking for instead of asking for what was it, Earl Grey tea, hot or whatever, he would ask for a what did Bond always get?
Oh, martini.
Yeah, shake a nush good. But yeah, we're talking Star Trek. Star Trek. We've already talked Star Wars. Now we talk about the better, more the
inferior one,
the smart man's.
Is that what it is?
No, I don't know.
I guess it would be, because Star Wars is all about wars. Star Trek's all about, I guess, talking. They should have called it Star Talk.
Didn't they have that? Didn't Ben McMahon?
Did he?
Was he the head of Star Talk?
Oh, that was...
Star Search.
That was Star Search. I was like, Star Trek? Star Talk? Really?
Yes!
Like, yes! You suck. Get off the stage. No, but the... I was never really as much into Star Trek. I watched it sometime.
Yeah.
I know my grandpa had it when I was a little kid. I told my mom about this. She was like, "He did, really?" She didn't remember this. I was like, "Yeah, he used to have Star Trek on the OG version, the original gangster version." Is that
yeah, the original. Okay.
I meant the original version.
Spock, I'm gonna bust a cap.
Yeah, bust a cap on this green alien's ass.
Where's my hose at? My green hose.
What the hell? But you got the Orion slave girls.
Yeah.
Bitch, get out of my face. But they had they had that part at the end where the credits would roll, and they had that weird looking big headed alien with a small mouth and the big eyes, and they used to freak me out as a little kid.
Did it really?
Yeah, because I would like watching that part would come up, and I'd go, "Oh no," and I'd look away. I'd be like, "I can't watch. Is he gone? Okay, good. I can watch the credits some more." They used to freak me out. But I never really watched the old ones. Like, later on I tried to watch them, and I just really couldn't get into them. But I know a lot of the scenes that are, like, popular. Like, everyone's, like, Uhura and Kirk's kiss, because it was the first interracial kiss.
And what a kiss it was.
And I think she said later on, you know what, I'm not even sure. I'm not even going to say that. I wasn't sure if that was true or not. But I was thinking, they just said that they said to do it, and she just kind of had to roll with it or something. But I did know that she was going to quit, and she was like, "I'm not going to be on this show. I'm going to do something else." And Martin Luther King Jr. told her, "No, stay on that show. It's a good thing to know that there's black people in the future,
black people in space."
And I was like, "That's cool." So
it was on some documentary or something. I watched. I remember seeing a bit.
Yeah, she was on that.
Yeah,
I was old Star Trek.
I was the same way. Always liked Star Wars more. I didn't get into Star Trek until The Next Generation, and I don't know.
Yeah,
that
I kind of got
the one that kind of got me.
I got into that too. But I had some friends who were like really into it. Like, they had like my friend of mine was like a Star Trek fan club thing where they used to send him like, he had a binder, and they'd send him like a thing of like 5 like little pamphlets, and it would either have like a race. This is just like it was just a collector's thing. It was just like they have one of the alien races, which are always human shaped because that's as much as they could afford with their prosthetics. Then they had like a sector or a ship or a planet, something like that. They used to send 5 of them or 10 of them, and he used to get them and he'd put them in his binder meticulously and make sure they were all in there. But they used to watch the heck out of Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Yeah, that was. I remember I watched. I didn't watch it from the start when it originally aired, but I did watch the last couple seasons, I think, that it was on. Because I remember watching the series finale.
I just remember the really good episodes that I'll get into.
For Next Generation?
Yeah.
Oh, let's go ahead. Let's do it, man.
Okay.
I've got a couple favorites.
I used to watch I tried when they came on Netflix. I tried to go from 1 to the end, and I got to like maybe 2 second season. I got about there, and I was like, nah.
Oh, you said
I can't do it.
Okay, this will tell you how hyped I was for the game No Man's Sky. I still enjoyed it. It's kind of considered some people, it was a disappointment.
They consider. Well, apparently they fixed it up, so now it should be better. But I mean, like I've got other games I can't download that game again because I don't have the space.
And I still enjoy popping it in now and then. But before the game came out, I was like so psyched. I was like, oh, I want to, because I'm thinking like, oh, I would be like the Enterprise in that game, just go and search out planets.
Yeah.
So me and my wife, before we go to bed, we always go to bed. I always go to bed an hour before I need to actually fall asleep to try to get 8 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
And so we'll watch something. So we ended up starting with season 1.
Your sleep schedule is way better than mine. Mine's like, how many hours do I need? 6 at the most, and then I'll like just play games until I feel sleepy.
I try to get at least 8 hours.
I try to, but it never works out.
But what we'd
I got 5 before I came out here.
Well, see, and it sucks with me because I'll go to bed and I can fall asleep fine. I have no problem falling asleep. My trouble is staying asleep. I end up waking up 10 plus times a night.
Really?
And it could just be for like a second or two.
You have a sleep thing?
I don't know. I don't think I have sleep apnea, even though my dad did. I don't think I have sleep apnea because I don't wake up like gasping or out of like
I'll do that thing sometimes when you're sitting there and you're just about to fall asleep and your leg goes, hey, wake up, and you're like,
yeah, I've done that when my leg shakes. I'm like, oh shoot,
stupid leg, I'm gonna cut you off.
I wake up for like a second sometimes. Maybe it's because I'm laying on my arm and it's starting to go numb.
Oh yeah, that does happen.
I try to. Anyway. So me and my wife, off my sleeping habit.
See, Star Trek's already putting us to sleep.
That's Star Trek. So Trek on. But we ended up starting in season 1, episode 1, and we watched it all the way through. There were like 2 or 3 episodes I kind of dozed off during, because I remember dozing off a little and then waking up at the very end.
What season was like one of the worst ones, do you think? Do you remember? What was the best one?
In all honesty, season 1 was probably one of the...
Your wife's sleepings.
Was probably one of the, like, slowest, like... just because it was new and they were still learning things, even though it had... What's her name on it? Tasha.
Oh, yeah. Did you ever notice... I noticed this before. I saw it once, and then I tried to see it again, but I don't know if they edited it or not. But in the original... On the thing, before they knew she was going to leave the show, there's a part where, like, I think it's Picard and Worf talking in the foreground, and in the background you see her wave directly at the camera, break the fourth wall. She just waves like she's trying to get somebody's attention. And I was like, what was that about? And then she was waving to the fans because she knew she was leaving, and that was going to be her way to say bye, fans. So she knew she was getting out.
Which she probably regretted.
Yeah, because she came back like 5 times.
Yeah, she went up. She basically left to start a career. When she dies.
No, well that one, not only was that a good episode, but that was one of those things where like it wasn't like typical TV shows where it's freaking long and drawn out. She was just smacking. She was down. She was dead.
Yeah, her death wasn't drawn out. It was just boop.
She's like they hit a button and she was gone. she was just toast. But when they had her come back on the alternate timeline, Tasha, and then they had her. Did she leave or stay?
I think she left.
Because they had the part where like that was the one where they were like next to that weird warp, and there was 2 different Enterprises, I think.
Yeah.
And then they had the part where those Klingons were attacking. But that part was sweet because like they were fighting the Klingons, and like they were like they destroyed one of them, but they were like so heavily damaged that like Data was like, we're down to like 10%, and then they rocked, and then he looks at the screen, he just shakes his head like, we're fucked. But then there's an explosion, and Riker hits the ground. He's got a big old jagged piece.
Yeah.
And he's dead. And then they get that thing. The Klingons going, stand by to be boarded and surrender, something like that. And Picard's like, that'll be the day. And he starts firing. He just starts firing phasers, and they start taking hits from torpedoes. But there's no shields, so those are solid hits they're taking. You're like going, oh my god, this is awesome. And then I guess the thing went into the void, and then everything was back to normal. But they said it only happened for a split second.
Yeah, that's right. Was that the episode?
It started at the beginning.
What's the one where there was like...
They had Whoopi Goldberg in it when she was Guinan. I don't remember what she did, but she was like a bartender.
Yeah, she's basically a bartender.
Future person.
That wasn't the same episode they had, like, it was our Enterprise, and then there was like two other Enterprises.
That was the very last one.
Because there was one, because I remember Riker was the captain of one, he's like, we're not going back, you're not sending us back, because it was like... where the dimension they came from, it was like a massive war, and it was just horrible to live in. He didn't want to get sent back.
Yeah, that's right. Because that was the very last one, because that was the one where it had these. They were the big Klingon bird of prey, like the big fat ones, like the big scary ones, like battle cruisers or something like that. And they were like coming in at the Enterprise, and they were like, Captain, there's another ship coming out of war, because his what's her face was the captain. The Doc Crusher, she was the captain.
Crusher, yeah.
And he goes, there's another ship coming out of the warp, and they're like, what? Who is it? He was like, it's another Enterprise, and it comes in, and they had, how they have the coil things on the back. They had a third one on top.
Yeah, that's right, they did.
And he comes in, and he goes, this phaser just fired and punched a hole right through one of the Klingon battle cruisers, and I mean, it was like a paper punch, just punching a ticket. And you were like, oh my god! Yeah. And then he hit him with again, and that one was gone. And the other two were like, what the hell was that? That must have been the guy who came from some alternate war-like future, because that thing had some hefty had some hefty wartime situation going on. That was a good one. There's good ones. Star Trek's just not my favorite, but there was some good stuff.
The first season's one where Tasha Yar and Data. Tasha Yar and Data boned.
Oh yeah, because you said he was equipped to. I don't know, if you had a female android thing and she was like, I can do all kinds of stuff. Oh, okay. That's the only thing I want out of Star Trek is this freaking holodeck.
Oh yeah.
That thing always break down. That thing was one of the biggest MacGuffins.
Yeah, they did run a lot of. And I always liked Data whenever he tried to play like Sherlock Holmes. Stuff like that on there.
He'd always like. That was another thing I just thought was weird. They never did stuff from their current real timeline. They always did stuff from back in the past. Like, let's go talk to Mark Twain. They don't have anybody like Mark Twain like that in the future. Yeah. Are we that screwed?
Picard, he liked doing like what was his thing? Was like he was like a PI like back in the 30s or something.
He liked the what was that guy's name? Because he had that. I guess it was a book series.
Yeah, that's right. It was
because he had that part in the movie. Okay, we can talk about the movies too. In the movie where he pulled up a Tommy gun and he shot one of the Borgs.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He was going balls out crazy.
Yeah.
Because that one girl was like, "You were enjoying that," and he was like, "You don't know them. You don't know what they are."
I'm sorry. Since we're on the Next Generation, how many Star Trek movies were there with that crew? 4?
Was it 4?
Because there was Generations, First Contact, Insurrection, and Nemesis. Yeah, there was 4.
I really like First Contact.
First for me personally, First Contact.
The first one with the
First Contact's the only good one.
Yeah, the first one where Shatner dies from a falling bridge. Yeah. Fuck that.
Generations was. It got weird when
that'd be like if Han Solo got killed on a bridge.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. That happened.
The Millennium Falcon door kills him, like it almost did in real life. But yeah, he just gets crushed by them. But it was. Data was one of my favorite characters. When they gave him emotions, I hated that. I hated him.
Oh, with
emotions. Yeah,
I liked it when he wouldn't say I can't. He'd go I cannot because he couldn't do whatever that word's called.
Yeah, when they.
Is it contractions? That's not right. That's when a woman's giving birth.
Because it was in, I think it was Generations where he couldn't save Geordi
because he was scared. He was all humble. He's like, please don't kill me. And he was telling Picard how, he didn't like feeling that way.
That's when he got slashed and he felt pain.
Yeah.
On his arm or whatever.
And so I was like, I was just not a fan. But First Contact was so good.
And the part where she grabbed the arm with the hair.
On First Contact?
And then she blows on it and he's like, ooh. And I was like going, I don't care who's blowing on me. She look like that? No.
Yeah.
Get away from me, cyborg.
Yeah, in his
go change your oil.
that was another thing in First Contact. It always bugs me. But is the way Data says futile, is that the correct way, or is futile? It always sounds better futile.
I guess it depends on where you're from. Because if you're English, like
futile.
Picard, technically he was supposed to be French, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was supposed to be.
But he was an English Frenchman. He would say futile.
Yeah, resistance is futile.
Futile, but he goes resistance is futile. I'd say futile, because if I was going to say it, I would say it. That's futile.
Yeah.
Because if I say feudal, it sounds like I'm saying feudal as like feudal Japan.
Feudal Japan,
feudal England.
yeah, but that part you're talking about where
FEADU words, I don't know.
Where she was talking about him enjoying that, and I love that little rant he goes on. He's like, no, he goes, they take a sector. He goes, we fall back. He goes, but if they do this, we fall back. He's like, no, the line must be drawn here, and no further.
Oh yeah, he started. Then he smashes.
Yeah, he takes his gun, he smashes stuff, and then she's like, you broke your little ships. It was the black lady from she was from.
But who was he talking to? If they step, I don't remember.
He was talking to her.
Okay.
Because she went in there, she's like, why are you abandoning ship? Or no, why don't you abandon ship? Why don't you get these people out of here? And that's when he's like, no, he's like, we can't, we have to keep fighting. And she's like, you've lost, like you need to blow up. She's like, yeah, sorry, because she goes, Picard, blow up the damn ship.
Blow up the ship.
He's like, no, and he takes his gun, he bashes the window, and then she calls him Ahab from.
Because he also broke one of his enterprises.
Yeah, she's like, you broke your little ships. She's like, you're trying to get to your white whale.
Oh man!
But that was a good talk. You can
tell him, sister. She had a point.
She did.
I like the what was that? That was the one where they went through the. They went on the. They met the guy who invented warp drive.
Yeah, it was.
When's that going to happen? That's taking.
Oh, I know, really.
Stop fucking around, Elon.
Yeah, Elon Musk. We want to go to Mars sometime.
Yeah.
The next couple of years.
Mars. I want to go to. What's the one?
Omicron Persei. Omicron Persei.
What's the one that has the snoo?
Oh yeah.
Amazon women.
Death from snoo. Okay. Shows the bones. They look all happy. Yeah. With their pelvises are crushed.
I'd still be like, all right, let's go.
Pelvises are crushed.
I don't care how big you think you are. No, the one of the planets off Jupiter, Titan. Is that the one?
Oh, one of them.
Because they said
moons of Jupiter.
They said Titan. Yeah, they think Titan can actually.
Titan and.
I don't know about that one.
Europa.
Yeah. You see that movie?
Yeah, I did.
Fuck that,
Europa Report. Like some weird under ice squid thing.
That was such a good movie though. Because that part was weird when they let that one girl go swimming and she was just gone. You're like going, I don't even want to know what happened.
No,
I'd rather just think maybe she's in an air pocket. Because they'd have to hook her up with a camera or something. You're explorers. Why are scientists so dumb in these movies?
I don't know.
That's the reason we take so long getting any place, because everyone they want to nitpick down to the smallest detail. Just throw somebody out there.
That's right. Look what
you want to send somebody go, grab a bunch of flat earthers, send them off. First thing they can see is the world's round. Then they can all die from air loss on Mars.
Yeah,
and if they make it, sweet, good job, guys.
Yeah, cool. We'll be there in a little while.
Yeah, we'll come and send you some food, or hunt something if there is anything.
But I'm getting back to Star Trek. I'm torn though between. I'm torn between my favorite Star Trek films.
Oh, okay.
I can't decide.
I always thought it was the evens or the better ones, and the odds are the worst ones.
Yeah, it might be, because for me, I'm torn between First Contact, which was the second of the Next Generation crew.
Okay.
Or Star.
Well, then Nemesis sucked. The fourth one.
Oh, that's true. It did. Or
those are very. I don't even remember those. They're not very.
They're not like Insurrection. They were like on some planet that you didn't really age or something.
Yeah, but they were like really trying to save some people from something that was trying to do something
and
else.
Then Nemesis had Tom Hardy, had Mad Max playing the bad guy, and he was like Kirk's clone or something from Romulan.
I barely remember that, because I thought he was supposed to be like a clone version of what's his face?
Jenner?
No.
Kirk?
What's his name from the kid?
Yeah.
Will Wheaton.
Will Wheaton.
That was supposed to be a clone.
I'm
version.
surprised he was never in any of the movies.
Yeah, he never was.
Yeah, not a single one of them. You know who I thought they would have been a great villain in one of the Star Trek movies? If you're going to do the last one, like, don't do Nemesis. Freaking, why didn't they have Q as one of the bad guys?
Oh, man.
I love the Q episodes on the TV series.
Q's were pretty good because he was always messing with people.
He was big time. He'd always pompous, was very pompous and like he very Broadway like showman. He'd always like to show off. Like he'd always come dressed up in like these very fancy outfits, and he was always very witty.
Because he had like this ultimate power. No?
Yeah,
that's what he does with his ultimate power.
He was he's always so witty, but he was like super smart, and he watching him and Picard like bicker back and forth I loved those episodes.
He made Riker one of them before.
Yeah, that's right, he did.
He gave him all the power.
And Riker started to feel the power, and then he's like, no, I don't want it anymore.
Yeah.
He could have been immortal and traveled everywhere, anytime.
That's what I'm gonna do when I die. I'm gonna become one of the Q collective.
But you know what? One of my favorite Star Trek Next Generation episodes was the one. It was Picard. And was it just Data? The episode starts with them coming back to the ship from something. But when they get on the ship, something happened to the ship, and it's reverted everybody to like some evolutionary...
Yeah, that was a good one.
It was just
Because
Picard.
Riker was like a Neanderthal?
Yeah.
And then what the hell was What's-Her-Face? The lady who could read minds.
Oh,
She's like a fish person?
It was something weird.
Yeah, because that's what they evolved from. They evolved from fish. Like,
Worf was like some just giant creature.
Yeah. Yeah, it was weird to see what everybody evolved from.
Yeah, because it was kind of a creepy episode. I liked that one.
Yeah, I mean, those movies go... The first ones go... First one sucked. Third one sucked. The third one always gets me because of the Star Trek, the Enterprise getting self-destructed. But I love that scene.
Oh, yeah.
And then... Oh, and the part where his son gets killed. He's like, "You Klingon bastard! You killed my son!" The way he overacts. But also that's when they had the hot what's her name? What was her name? The Vulcan? Not Sarek. That was his dad.
Which movie you're talking about?
Well, I mean, because the one had Kirstie Alley. She was what was that Vulcan's name? What was that Vulcan's name?
Her character's name?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
See, because with the old crew, the original Star Trek crew,
Yeah.
I've never seen the first one.
Oh, that one's long. There's a lot of you'll hear Kevin Smith talk about that. There's a lot of drawn out like jerk off shots of the Enterprise, just bathed in light, looking all pretty, over and over and over as a little spaceman flies by. You're like, can we get to the movie? It's been 20 minutes.
And
It's taking forever.
I know the Wrath of Khan, the second one, is like everybody's bread and butter.
Oh yeah.
I couldn't finish it. I was bored.
Really?
Yeah.
Even when you got to the end?
I didn't even finish the movie.
Oh man, just fast forward to the end. The end's the best part.
I've seen...
They have the fight in the nebula because Khan doesn't think... He thinks in 2 dimensions. He doesn't think in 3 dimensions. So the Enterprise come down from the top.
How the heck would he not think of that, though? He's been through space, right?
I know, but he didn't think of that way during combat or something like that.
Oh.
He didn't think in the 3rd dimensions or 4th dimensions or something like that of space fighting. So he never thought about the watch, the top and below. He was thinking like the horizon line. But that was pretty cool.
But I'm sorry, the 2 I'm torn between is
the 4th one.
No, First Contact and Star Trek VI: The Undiscovered Country.
Undiscovered Country.
I love
the last one's
Country.
Really good. And again, that was a really good send off too.
Oh heck yeah! It gives me goosebumps when
So that was still all the original crew. Everybody was still alive.
When him and Spock was it him and Spock tooling up the torpedo?
Oh yeah.
To home in on that.
He's like never.
And they're like, we've got it, sir. And this camera does a quick zoom in on Kirk, and he just goes fire. And he pulls his fist up,
clench.
and you watch that thing go, and it's just going around and around. And you watch the Klingon. He's like, to be or not to be, and it hits, and then you see Sulu. He goes. He's like, what does he say? He's like, lock on to that explosion.
Lock on explosion. Fire.
It's just like boom, 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 boom.
Oh yeah, they were rocking it back and forth. that side to side. That was pretty sweet.
They also had a. You know what? That's the only thing I'll give Generations.
The
They
fourth
had
one
a,
was alright.
They had a very cool Riker moment when he goes fire on the Klingon bird of prey,
Yeah.
which had those two Klingon chicks.
Oh yeah. They were in there.
Was it Ursula and what was their names? Because they were on the TV show too, right?
Yeah, I think it was the same lady.
What were their names?
Ursula and Ariel.
Because when they're showing,
That's Little Mermaid.
was it Beverly Crusher? When you're seeing them through Geordie's eyes, they're like, human women are so like they're making these gross faces.
Well, you'd have to think no, because they had a Klingon woman that was she half Klingon, half human? That was with Worf.
Yeah, in the TV show, that's who he had his son
Didn't she
with.
die and have a son?
She did, yeah. Yeah, she had. Yeah, and then she got murdered.
Oh yeah, she did. But
I can't remember who murdered. I want to say another Klingon murdered.
She was like she's a half human, half Klingon. But even they said she was like, there was something pertaining to her being like a human male wouldn't survive. And I'm like,
yeah.
Probably not. You guys probably use weapons and everything. There's people actually know what you say. They're going, that doesn't mean anything.
It's like, that didn't make any sense.
He just said apple pie, tree, lemon.
What's the one with Christopher Lloyd? Marty, we've got our kid. We've got to find Kirk.
That's the third one.
The third one, okay.
That's one where he's holding on to Kirk's leg when he's over the lava pit, and he goes, "I have had enough of you," and he's kicking him, and he falls in, and then he does the RoboCop where his arms look extra long.
Oh, do they really?
They almost do.
Oh no!
It's that weird green screen where they should just drop people from real buildings like they did with what's his face.
Oh yeah, Hans Gruber.
Die Hard.
Yeah, they didn't tell him when they were going to release it.
Yeah, they wanted to get that shock.
Or did they say we're releasing it at 3 and they released it at 1? Yeah, that's why he looks legitimately like, what the heck?
I didn't fire a gun all the way down.
Hans Gruber, yeah.
Well, that was the thing, and there was an old. We're going off topic for a second, but there was an old Burt Reynolds movie where the guy he knew was playing like an albino, but he was a hitman, I think. He was after Burt Reynolds' character, and he was hanging off the top of a tower somewhere. I'm gonna say it was kind of like the Space Needle, but it wasn't the Space Needle. And they were like, the guy was a stuntman. The guy was the actor as well, and he was like, he had a gun, and when on the way down, they were like, we want you to fire the gun on the way down as you're falling to the bag. And he was like, all right. So he jumped, and he was falling back towards the bag, and he emptied that gun before he hit the bag.
Oh, dang!
But they were like, that guy's so mad. He's trying to kill him on the way down to his own death. But yeah, I can't remember what that movie was. But that guy ended up. That was one of those situations where you're like, going, how did that happen? The guy was a stuntman, did all kinds of stunts, all kinds of death-defying stuff. Gets killed in a typical car accident.
Oh, are you serious?
You're like, going, how do people die like that?
Oh my gosh!
You put it all on the line just to go. Some soccer mom killed me.
Yeah, not paying attention. Slammed
She's too busy playing with a lipstick.
Oh, that was sick.
Oh man.
Yeah, I have not seen a lot of the original cast movies, like Final Frontier. I've seen bits of.
Really?
What's the one before Undiscovered Country? Was that Final Frontiers, or was that
that's
Voyage
one.
Home?
That's one where they go meet God.
Was Voyage Home the one with the whale? What was the one with the whale?
That was the fourth one. Because that was the one where they had the guy, and he was on that train station or the bus, some punker, and he's like, and the music was like, something like, I can't remember how it went, but there was this whoa.
Yeah, so I turned the lights off.
Oh.
Thank you.
But the it was the music was playing loud, and it was annoying everybody. And Spock just reaches over and puts the guy to sleep, and everyone just starts clapping like, "All right, thanks,
woo, go Spock!"
I can't remember the name.
Name of the song?
Name of the song. It was some old. It was just some old like crazy Black Flag song or some Sex Pistols song or something.
Yeah, I know. Oh, excuse me.
But they got the Next Generation movies. Because I remember some of the ones were like the one where Geordi and that girl. I brought this up before. Where Geordi and that girl were turning into those lizard men creatures from that planet.
Oh yeah, that one episode, yeah.
Because they were trying to do like some crazy like. He was trying to see where the shadow was coming from.
Yeah.
He asked the computer, "Can you try to see?" They were like, "There's nothing in the sector, whatever." He was like, "Well, from this shadow, can you tell what this looked like?" And so it made some kind of composite of what it looked like. And you looked at it, and you go, "That's creepy looking," because you couldn't really tell what it was. And he didn't. All he had was from the shadow. But then he realized they were turning these invisible wizard people. And they found everybody else, and they found out how to cure them. Mm-hmm. They always had a way to get to fix people at the end. Yeah. But then they had... So after Next Generation was over, you had... I keep wanting to say Babylon, but that wasn't it. Deep Space Nine.
Yeah, there you go.
Said Deep Space Nine, and I was like, my friends were really into the Next Generation. And this one was coming out. I was like, well, I want to have something to talk to my friends about. So I'm going to jump in on this one. I got like 6 episodes in. I was done because Enterprise made sense. You were going from planet to planet, all kinds of weird little things, or out in space. You meet strange creatures or giant tentacle jellyfish things or whatever. But then, how does everything keep happening on this stupid spaceship? The space station.
Yeah.
Everything just kept popping up. And then apparently it got really interesting later on because they had like the Cardassian War or whatever on the outside there, and Worf joined the crew.
That's right, and O'Brien.
O'Brien was on there.
Yeah,
he was on there
from the start, I think.
Early on, yeah.
Chief O'Brien.
Chief. That's where I got one of my nicknames, Chief Orion.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah.
What was it? Was
it
it
because of Chief O'Brien?
Now were they referencing Chief O'Brien from Next Generation or Deep Space Nine?
Next Generation, because it was early on.
Oh, there you go. That's what I like to hear.
But they had... What's the one? I remember the one they had the Otto... What's his name? He's the one who was like a shapeshifter. But at night he slept in a bucket.
What?
He slept in like a typical water bucket or some equivalent of there. And I think he was in an elevator stuck with... what's her name's mom? The mind-reading lady. No, she read emotions or minds? Emotions. She did emotions.
Yeah, but they could talk using their minds though, couldn't they?
Yeah, only to their own people.
That's right. Yeah, what was her? What was Deanna Troi?
Yeah, that was it, Deanna Troi.
She was always my favorite. I always thought she was the prettiest growing up.
Yeah, she would.
When I was younger, I had a crush on her. Again, Rachel. This was back when I was like in my teens.
So, dude, your wife understands. She has crushes she never brings up either.
Oh yeah, she'll still.
We're gonna find out one
She'll
day.
still tease me about it though.
What, really?
Yeah, that's okay though.
My crushes were always like 70s, because that's when I was growing up as a little kid.
You would.
It was Carrie Fisher, Princess Leia.
Such a pervert.
What? Marie Osmond, just because Marie Osmond was wholesome and she had a beautiful smile when I was a little kid. I think a lot of these like hooked onto me because now these are things I look forward, and I can't find them anymore.
Nice teeth.
Women aren't that way anymore. No, not only nice teeth. Oh yeah, smile is important. If a girl smiles at me and I'm like going, you sit, whatever you tell me to do, I'll say yes to right now.
As you wish.
Go kill my husband. Okay. Because that's happened twice.
Kill my husband, the Ryan Lab story.
But then they had the what was the one? Yeah, for some reason Cher, just because Cher was sexy back in the 70s, kind of. She was just like really tall and lithe, and she just had that kind of. Sure, her voice wasn't that bad back then, but she had that long. Man, hippie radio will play some old something. I go, that's Cher. That's 70s. Like, like there was a Cherokee song she was singing. I remember. I was like, what?
Oh, you're right. I was singing the wrong song. I should have been singing, "I've got you, babe. I've got you, babe. Here comes a tree while I'm skiing. Oh no,
no. Oh, Sonny.
Why, Sonny?
Look where you're going next time. In the next life. Good luck. Who's the other one? Oh, Linda Carter.
Mm-hmm.
Linda Carter, big time. Linda Carter's still an attractive woman. Anyway, Deanna Troi probably in there somewhere. Yeah, I think the Deep Space Nine I couldn't get into, but apparently they had some pretty good episodes later on. And then we had what after Deep Space Nine?
I think after Deep Space Nine it was Voyager.
Was it Voyager?
I think so.
I tried to get in, and then I got like 3 in.
I think I watched
3?
the first season. You know what?
I got 3, and then I just fast forward. It was on Netflix. I fast forwarded the one where 7 and 9 came on. I was like, well, I want to see how they got her. So I saw that, and I was like, okay, well, that's all I need to see.
To me, my favorite thing about Voyager, and I haven't brought this up yet, was the intro music.
Oh yeah,
I thought it was really good.
The music was good for the Star Trek shows.
Yeah, I don't remember Deep Space Nine.
Nah,
Next Generations, I remember a lot. The first one I remember just because it's so like kind of hokey, like whoa.
Keep going. That was beautiful.
Then you had Star Trek's like
that was like one, we're going on an adventure. Let's go.
Yeah. Voyager's was
I think I remember that
one. But just there was that one part when it
what was Voyage?
Loud with a.
Didn't they go someplace and they had to work their way back?
They
to Earth?
somehow got transported I forgot
by accident,
hundreds of thousands of light years. And
that's how things happen.
Yeah, and it was going to take them more than a lifetime.
Because their thing burned out. They couldn't use.
Is that what happened?
I don't know.
Something happened that shot them I forgot how many light years.
And they had to work. They had to work their way back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I never finished it. So
the one I liked, a lot of people didn't like. I watched every one of Enterprise because it was cool to see how. It was cool to see how. This is before they had transport. They took the shuttle everywhere to go down to the planet. This is before they actually actively used the transporters. They started using them later on, but they were still.
This was pre-Kirk, right?
This is scary.
Now I'll say this though: I've never seen an episode of Enterprise, but I've listened to the intro, and to me, it's got the worst intro music to any Star Trek show.
What was the thing they used to have to do? Oh my god, I'm using an example. You'll see how cringy this is. Once you got in from the shuttle, you had to go into this thing. It was like a detox room. You had to strip down to your underwear, and basically, you had to like rub each other with this stuff to get the remnants of space or whatever, other planets. Basically detox each other. But I'm but one guy always got to do it with hot Vulcan girl. I was like going, well, that's what I want. Yeah,
why does that guy get to do that?
I'd be coming up going, hey, you guys going on planet? Yeah, it's going to be me, Mac, and Joe. I'll catch you next one. Let me know when Linda and Susan are going. That's the one I want to be on.
I'm sorry, ladies. You got to turn on. I got to rub you down.
Turn on. I got to rub your back. Detox you. Why are you such a perv? Maybe it was the planet atmosphere. maybe there's a creature inside me. There he is. He's looking. Look.
I was about to say something, but I just stopped. Now that was the last one. That was the last one before the CBS
is that the new
one. It's called Star Trek. What's it called?
Enterprise.
Star Trek something.
Discovery.
Star Trek Discovery. I was a little interested to watch it, but after hearing
did they put it on there? You got to pay to watch it.
Yeah, the first
you're not
episode was free. Then the others was on that CBS app.
CBS.
Hearing Kevin Smith talk about it, he and I think he enjoyed it for the most part, but it didn't. The stuff he was talking, I was like, yeah, I don't think I'd really be into it. Like hearing the way the Klingons look and all that stuff, I'm like, that's
they were weird. They
because it's supposed to be set in the JJ universe, right?
They retcon him. Is that where it's set?
I thought that's what they said, and it's supposed to be set before Kirk, but only by 40 years or something. So why do the Klingons look? Why do they look so different? I don't understand that. But as far as the TV shows go, that's the last one. I haven't seen. I probably won't ever watch.
Maybe so. What do you? I like the JJ ones, but they're also when I watch the first one, I look at it and I go, this wasn't even like a Star Trek.
But
this was your resume to get on the Star Wars.
But the first one though, JJ's first Star Trek movie was the one that sold you on Blu-ray.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, we did that discussion.
Yeah, we talked about that. And I
look how crisp, and I was like, I don't see a difference. Well, okay, yeah, I do.
And I enjoyed it, and that's another movie
so many people were getting killed left and right, like that.
Opening.
Bulkhead would just blow up. People would suck right out of space. Good lord, man! And then they always had they didn't have. I guess they were phaser banks, but they never really looked like that on the Next Generation, because they would do the thing where the beam came around together and then shot out.
Oh yeah, that's
but in
right.
that one it was they were just shooting little turrets pop up out of the hole.
Yeah,
and shooting around. Sorry about that.
No, you're fine. It's just a bunch of
Yeah.
But the JJ's first one, Star Trek. I liked it. I thought it was really good. It was a way more action packed than the other ones.
I do love the fact that is it a wife or his girlfriend? Is it his wife?
Which one?
They started getting all the movies, and then when it got around to doing Star Wars, and she was like, not what's with the lens flare? Everybody asked that, but it was finally her to go, what's with the lens flares? I want to see what you made. You keep hiding everything with the lens flares, which is true. You can't see anything You might have to pause and go, I can't see. What is that over there past the lens flares?
I'll just say this for the record. I don't have a problem with the lens flares. I didn't really notice them that much until you mentioned them, and then I would go back and watch and go, oh yeah, there's a lot of red flares. And then I'm like, F you, Ryan, for bringing it up. No, that's all I see.
Yeah. So far.
But I real quick, I just want to say another reason why
I do like the new movies.
I enjoy the JJ's first Star Trek movie, and it kind of holds a special place because I took it over to my mom and dad's, and I sat down and watched it with my dad.
Okay.
And I think that may have been the last movie me and him watched before he passed.
Oh man.
And it came out in 2009, so it was maybe a year or so before. But
I remember the last thing I talked to your dad about.
Do you really?
Yeah. We're talking about my car, and he asked me if I liked my car, and I was like, yeah. And I knew he had worked at the Saturn plant. I was like, you probably built it. Good job, Mr.
Yeah, he probably had something to do with that.
So
that's why that one will hold a special place. But then you had the second one was Star Trek Into Darkness.
That's the one with the Doctor Who. No, yeah. that was the one with Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, Sherlock Holmes. Benedict Cumberbatch.
His real name is Khan.
His
name is not Khan.
I enjoyed that one too.
You're not Mongolian.
Nah.
I always thought Khan should be a Mongolian guy.
It should.
Look at Genghis Khan.
Genghis Khan.
What does Khan mean? Is Khan like king?
Genghis Khan.
Like, is that a title?
Or is Genghis the title?
Genghis the title? I don't know. Maybe his name's Genghis.
I don't remember.
Oh, world name, you nerd. Oh yeah, I'm gonna roll a world watch.
But I didn't like it as much as the first, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I can't even remember anything about it except they spoilers. They changed the Kirk and Spock switched roles, and they went ahead and went through the whole. How did that end? I can't even remember.
But it was cool the way it was cool the way Khan kind of manipulated everything to go the way it went. Like, he allowed himself to be captured just to work all this thing out to get those. Was it
torpedoes with people in them?
Yeah, with people in them, which they found out. And then they had a big chase like down in the city. I think that's where he got killed at. Maybe down in the city when they were all chasing him.
I think so.
But now the last one, what was the last one called?
I don't know, but it had the white girl who was not white girl, but she was pale white.
Dang, what was that called? Star Trek.
Alien creature.
Dang it, what was that called?
It was vaguely humanoid again.
Star Trek. Freak. Why can't we remember it?
It's because of Freak. I don't remember that movie. That'd be badass. Star Trek with a bunch of punks. Going Star Trek Freak. They just drive around and fly a ship with the music playing.
Oh yeah, Spike Mohawk.
Not just music playing. Beastie Boys Sabotage playing.
Yeah.
That did play in the movie.
The first one, heck yeah.
And it played in that too.
Oh, did it play in the last one too?
At the end, because they had the music thing, and she played Sabotage, and Kirk goes, yeah, like, because he remembered that. He remembered that music.
What was it called?
I don't remember. Look it up.
Star Trek. No, I want to remember on our own. Okay, we had Star Trek Into Darkness, and Star Trek Beyond.
Oh, Star Trek Beyond.
Star Trek Beyond.
Was easy. That's one where what's his name died.
I've never seen it.
No, the real kid, the kid who played the.
Oh, Anton Yelchin. Yeah, he had to get crushed by his car.
That sucks.
Oh yeah, it does.
Because it must have been like.
He had to have forgotten to put it in park.
Then it must have just caught him by surprise, because there's no way your car just creeps up on you like that.
Which is, it had to have been
It is one of those freak accidents.
Big time.
It better have been, unless it's that hitman I always talk about who's out there doing shit. This time he was like, I'm going to use a car, watch this.
It's like, he looks around, he's like, who am I talking to? Nobody.
He's breaking the fourth wall. He's looking over.
That was a bummer, because I did like that kid as an actor.
Yeah, because he was, I don't know.
He was in that other movie, Odd Thomas.
Just that when the people are young, when people are young like that, and stupid little accidents. And that was like an accident that wasn't drinking or anything.
You're right. It was just like you said. It was just such a freak
accident.
Yeah, just freak accident. Like 1 in a million chance that would happen.
Like, I finally watched the last, because I have them all on Blu-ray. I finally watched the last The Fate of the Furious, which technically it's not true because I fell asleep for like 5 minutes in the middle of it.
I haven't seen it yet.
It was pretty good, but they always have callbacks to Paul Walker. And I'm like, oh man, something reminded me that dude died.
Yeah, and the fact he wasn't even driving.
Me and that dude would get along, because we both played World of Warcraft and we both played Dungeons and Dragons.
Like, yeah. Well, you still get along with Vin Diesel.
Yeah, but he seemed like he'd get mad at me because I'd be hitting on Michelle Rodriguez.
Since we're on sci-fi, I hope they bring out another Riddick movie, because I'm a fan of those movies.
Yeah, those are good.
Even the last one, which was a lot like the first one, I still enjoy it though.
Was it?
Yeah.
I haven't seen that one yet.
You haven't seen? It's just called Riddick. You haven't seen it?
No.
Oh, it's good. It does remind me a lot like the first one, Pitch Black. But no, yeah, I haven't seen Star Trek Beyond because the trailers. Like, I'm a big person. If the trailer doesn't grab me and like suck me into it, I'm sort of just like.
What are you
Usually
in Jumanji now?
Yeah, usually I'll look at something, and if the trailer's like great, I'm like, oh yeah, I definitely want to see it. Or if it's okay, I'm like, okay, I'll check that out later. But the Star Trek Beyond one was just sort of like, it didn't interest me at all. Like when I'm watching a Star Trek movie and they're doing MX stunts, like dirt bike.
Oh yeah.
Stuff you see in like the X Games summer or something.
Like, what is this, a sci-fi
It's like, what
movie?
the heck is that? So it kind of lost me. Was it? But did you enjoy it?
Yeah, but I can't remember anything off it. I hate when there's like. Maybe it's my mind.
So it's that memorable of a movie, folks.
Well, like right now, since we're talking about this, like I'm forgetting things from Ready Player One. I'm like, going, I don't want to forget anything from.
No, yeah, I don't. No, yeah. You can't forget stuff from Ready Player One.
Yeah, there was so much good stuff.
But I don't think there's a plan for another one yet that I know of.
No, I haven't seen anything.
Star Trek flick.
I mean, Star Trek is the future, supposedly. I mean, we have so many things from Star Trek. I know the replicator is technically not 3D printing, but it could be.
Yes.
Basically.
Speaking of replicators, I was listening to one of Kevin Smith's podcasts, Edumacation, with him and Andy McElfresh.
Okay.
He had said that, believe it or not, they have actually made the first replicator.
What does it make? Anything?
Now it only makes like microscopic, like it is only like made like a microscopic thing, but it basically
is it a tiny little apple?
It's like a 3D, kind of like a 3D printing thing, but it was able to make something out of like just putting atoms together.
Okay.
And just creating it.
Oh,
so
crap.
what he was saying was then. Like in
That's basically what a replicator
Yeah,
is.
he was basically saying the stuff from Star Trek. They've made it, but it's on like a microscopic scale. But in years from now, though, you could get a
they can make
tea Earl Grey hot.
No, I want an apple.
Or a red apple.
I want a red apple, seedless, and it goes fucking. What do you think this is, Starbucks?
Now I didn't actually look that up. But he's pretty reliable as far as like stuff they talk about. So that's actually pretty cool.
Well, you got to think like, we need to move forward because we're not going to get much done here just sitting around on Earth.
We need the Federation.
That, but then before you get there, you have to have the big war that wipes us all out. And
Is that what happened in Star Trek?
I think there was like a gigantic war, and that's where everybody who was survivors basically was like, I don't know, man. Too bad we don't have like a real, man. I wouldn't be able to deal with that. If we had like a real Trekkie person on here, and they were like getting totally nerdified into the thing and telling us the history, I'd be like going, oh, now I know why Jock's going to beat you up. Nah, I'm just kidding, because I get like that too with things. But I mean, I don't know that the history. I think it has to do with it because they talked a little bit about it at First Contact, because everybody was survivors from some big war.
Yeah, if anybody on here knows it, comment on this video on YouTube.
They had a nuclear silo.
Yeah, that's right.
And I think there was a giant war, and everybody, because there was a lot of wars before.
Because you're right. In First Contact, it looked like they were just kind of living
the vida loca.
Yeah.
I think.
Living the vida loca.
I'll start dancing.
Upside down.
Hey, he wasn't on our 90s podcast.
That's right, he wasn't.
That was probably
He's definitely living the vida loca.
I bet he is.
He's like sticking in my man butt.
What?
He's gay, ain't he?
Yeah. Why's he gotta have a man butt?
Well, what kind of butt would he have?
I think it doesn't have a dog's ass. What the hell? I don't know. I'm not looking at his butt.
What are you trying to say, Ryan?
He's a handsome man.
Oh.
That's one thing I think I can do. I can. That never bothers me to go. Benedict Cumberbatch, that's a handsome dude, or like Ryan Reynolds, handsome dude, like that. I can say that about people going, "What does that mean? You're no man." I can just say the dude. If somebody told me that was him, this person's like, "Well, thanks."
Well, like Ryan Reynolds in Deadpool, I would like to get that ripped. He was like,
Dude, that
guy
guy
get an ounce of fat on him.
That's what I need. I need someone to go, you know what? You'd be perfect for this superhero movie. I'll go, what do I have to do? Get in shape. All right.
Yeah, for the next
Let's do it.
for the next 6 months, you do nothing but work out.
Oh my God.
You won't have to work at a job or nothing. Just nutrition and workout.
Other thing with Kevin Smith, and I'm glad he's still alive from his heart attack. But now he's a fucking vegan.
Now he did say though it's not really by choice though.
Yeah, I know, but still, you're like going, dude,
And
sneak in some other things.
Well, he said he did say that he may do this for like a few years and then because he said he's not he'll eventually go back and eat meat.
But you hear his daughter dropping off pamphlets?
Oh yeah,
well, because she's like a big animal lover.
She's
like
vegan.
She's like, great, don't eat animals. I'm all with it. That's why animals were put here, folks. That's
for sustenance.
If God didn't want to see animals, He wouldn't make them so tasty.
Jesus ate fish.
Fish are good.
Fish
can't say nothing.
No.
Neither can. Yeah, they're probably saying something. But you know what? You're doing a fish face doing that noise. No, when you pull plants from the ground or pull things off of plants, they feel pain.
That's what I've heard.
So when you pull a carrot out of the ground, you know how it has those little arms hanging out?
Yeah.
That's him trying to hang out.
He's
going, no, don't! And you pull him out, ripping all his little arms off.
He's right. He's going, ah!
And he's going, ah! As you pull him out of the ground. And he's probably still screaming for a while. And then you put him in water and cut him all up. Probably still screaming, barely. Because he's still...
And you got to start at the bottom, so you're just basically cutting him from his feet up.
Cut him his little feet. Yeah. Fucking vegetarians are monsters.
They are. They're worse monsters.
Well, the problem is they're like going, oh, if I didn't hear it scream, fine. I don't hear my meat scream, so because it gets done at a factory somewhere. So
it comes wrapped up with a bun and cheese.
Delicious. Oh man. Anyway,
do you have anything?
What was I going to say?
Star Trek?
I have to tell you my theory about Star Trek.
Okay, what's the theory?
Star Trek can't happen. Unless it can't happen, but we have to have a giant war where a lot of us die.
Lay it on me.
Okay. In the future, in Star Trek future, that's where we get like phones and stuff, and tricorders and crazy stuff like that. Cell phones.
Stardate.
That was one of my friends. You ever seen him on Facebook? My friend Eric. He does a lot of like marathons now. He used to be a big dude. He was kind of like you when I first met you.
Oh, you have seen him.
But he's all cut from running and doing all these marathons and stuff like that. He used to have one of those stupid phones where he would push the button and it would make this Star Trek noise and he'd talk to his wife and when I was going to art school. And I'd be like going, are you serious? Knock that off. But I think we lose two political parties in the future because I think the Democrats and Republicans go to the way of the dinosaur in the future because these people do these jobs for the betterment of mankind. They don't make any money.
In Star Trek.
Yeah, in Star Trek.
Yeah.
Oh, not in real life. The hell? Nobody does anything for the benefit of mankind.
No.
It's all about the almighty dollar.
Yep, from both sides.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm not fighting you on that one. But yeah, they must just go away. They just die off because there's no Republican who would do a job he's not getting paid for. And they just do it. They don't make money. Basically, I guess with replicators you don't need to make money because you just get what you want at a beck and call.
Yeah, you just do everything for the betterment of society, right?
Yeah, like you go day in and day out. Why do you earn vacation time? Is it like a certain hours? Like maybe in real life they're just like going, yeah, I worked for the betterment of mankind, but I need some time off.
What would you do? Because you wouldn't need farmers.
They gotta have free medical because they just go to sick bay whenever they don't feel good. Hey, I got like the Romulan mumps again. Oh, okay, here's a shot. I'll go back to work.
Yeah, it's all like you get fixed immediately on.
Yeah, go back to work. Let me run my scanner of you.
Yeah, I don't. Because replicators, they replicate anything, right?
Yeah, pretty much. You can make. Wait, can I have moving parts? I'm not sure. I know it's got to be organic. Have they ever made anything like a gun?
Oh, I don't know. They make
me a phaser.
They make cups and plates.
Yeah, those aren't moving parts. Because I would think with that they just make everything separate.
I don't know.
I do remember the one where in Enterprise the TV show that's where they went to a planet. It was the planet these people who got the engineer, the chief engineer, they got him pregnant because he slept with this woman from their planet, and it worked the other way around.
Well, how did he get pregnant though?
He got pregnant from her.
But he was a human.
Yeah, he's a human.
But how though? Because he as a male human,
I
he
don't
wouldn't
remember.
have.
No, like some other place, like on his
like
body.
something like just appeared.
Maybe out of his back or something. I don't know.
Oh, okay. I was about to say.
But it was like, but they got replicators from those people.
Oh, so replicators, the human population didn't have replicators?
I think maybe we got got it from them, and then what do you call it?
Reverse engineer.
Yeah, reverse engineer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, probably something like that. But I do remember one where it was breaking down, and they tried to get a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, and it was coffee in the shape of the cup with the pieces of plastic that were the cup inside. That was like the opposite of what it was supposed to be.
Oh,
It was all effed up. But yeah, so Republicans and Democrats don't live in the future.
No, it seems like there's no political party almost.
Yeah, and also this I wanted to talk to you. I was kind of hoping Paul would be here for this too, but religion. Do they have religion in the future? Because I do remember them having in the fifth movie. They think they're going to go meet God, and that's the big thing. We're going to go meet God, but it's not God. It's some alien trying to take on the vision.
It's almost like
because that's the part where he goes I'll go on to your Enterprise. Like the God is like wants the Enterprise, and he's like, excuse me. He walks up to God and he goes, why does God need a starship?
Oh, that's true.
He asks an obvious question.
Yeah, you're right. I was going to say maybe it's like a one religion thing, but since this is Star Trek Earth, there's multiple aliens, and I'm sure they have their own. Because even in Star Trek show, other aliens have had their own religious beliefs. So I would imagine it's all just.
Well, I got a lot of free time to walk around. I was walking around thinking about this yesterday. I was like going, well, so if the future happens, that means there's no, and I'm not starting anything here. I'm just saying there's no. Speaking of revs, there's no revelations because everyone's still alive in the future. It never happened.
Oh, you're talking about in Star Trek?
And Star Trek. Because everyone's still alive, so they basically just go back to flying around space and stuff. Maybe that's what the big war was. Maybe all these people died.
I would say religious-wise, though, the Bible does never give a specific.
No. But I mean, like, by that time, if you're out in space, who cares what happens on Earth? Because that's a far reach if you're going to think like people millions of sections away are going to be like, oh, I'm suddenly gone.
Yeah, I'll say this: as far as the Star Trek universe goes, yeah, there's
it's more science fiction.
It's more science, and if there is religion, it's not like a revelation.
They touch on it every now and then. Yeah. What was Roddenberry? Do you know?
Gene Roddenberry? I don't know.
I want to say Jewish, but. Roddenberry? Is that a Jewish name?
I don't know.
No, I don't think it is.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Usually Jewish names end with man.
Man?
Like Whitman or something like that.
Oh.
Maybe that's not right. I don't know.
I don't know either.
But I do remember some jokes on Friends about things. They were talking about Spider-Man. They were like, they were like Spider-Man?
Spider-Man.
Like, who's Spider-Man? They were making these jokes about like people with the last name, like Goldman. What was his powers be? He turns everything to gold. What if it's already gold when you get there? His work is done. Just stuff like that.
That would be awesome. I'll turn this table gold and we'll sell it.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I would just go to like dollar store. Sorry, give me this cheap shit. Shit, and I'm gonna be rich.
Yeah, just get a bunch of paper plates, turn them on to gold plates.
Gold paper plates.
That's right.
Would they be solid gold, or would they be like just kind of gold on the outside? Would they have?
No, it would make it completely solid. Yeah.
That's cool.
Make some money. Go get you.
What movies I watched today? I watched Clash of the Titans. The
original?
The
remake.
The remake. I don't mind that movie. I love this. I love the Medusa part.
Oh yeah.
It's really good. Even though I do love the classic one. It's a little bit better because it's more of a confined space that they're in.
Yeah.
But in that one, they have like this whole area, and all those guys get taken out pretty quickly.
Yeah.
But I still love what's his face.
He gives a smirk.
He gives her the smirk because he said he's going to smile on the face of the god before he dies. And he does a thing, and she looks at him, and she's like, she's hissing at him. But I went through and watched the creation where they were talking about they had the actress. She's like a Russian model. Mm-hmm. But they had her, and she's really pretty. And then they would turn her face into that snake thing would open up. I was like, that's cool. But yeah, I mean, then I watched Kroll. which, man, I still I love the glaive. But it's funny because I think Kevin Smith talked about that before. He was like one of the coolest weapons in the world, in the world, and you don't use it until the last 20 seconds or the 20 minutes of the movie, because that's what happens in Kroll. Have we seen that before?
Yeah, I think you brought it over before.
Yeah, I got a lot of movies.
It's just been a
bring
while.
over here and watch. 'Cause we watched Excalibur.
Mm-hmm.
Have we?
I thought you did.
I think you've seen it before.
Yeah, I thought you brought it
I know.
over.
I saw the movie in the theaters, and I was like, Dad, this movie has nudity. And I'm talking like the king looks like this knight looks like the king and F's the king's wife, and then he leaves, and they find out that wasn't the guy because the king died on the battle. Basically, it was this knight leaves. This guy uses Merlin to turn him into the visage of that guy. And he goes and sleeps with the guy's wife while the guy's at battle. There's a thing that happens where he gets pitched off his horse and onto these, like, there's these pikes sticking up.
Yeah.
And he falls down on all the pikes. And they bring him in, and they're like, she's like, when did this happen? They were like, last night. He's like, that can't be possible because he was with me. But there was a full-on sex scene going on in the fireplace. And there was some people in that movie, like Jean-Luc Picard was in that movie.
Was he really?
Yeah, he was one of the knights. So was what's his face? Qui-Gon Jinn.
Oh, Liam Neeson?
Yeah, Liam Neeson was in that movie too.
Oh, Liam Neeson, you say?
Who else? Gabriel Byrne? He was in that movie.
Was he really? Gabriel Byrne?
I think. Yeah, there was a lot of people who were knights. Who were the knights in that movie?
That's the guy from Miller's Crossing.
I think so.
You ever seen that movie?
I don't think so.
It's pretty cool gangster flick from the Coen brothers.
I watched a thing the other day about Prohibition. No, it was that show about the guy who does the movies, but it's like the history.
Oh yeah, history buff or whatever.
Yeah, history buff. Yeah, he was doing one on Prohibition, Untouchables. He was doing one on Untouchables.
Oh yeah, we watched that.
And they was going through. Yeah, and they showed the early part where they were having they were down in the speakeasy and they had the flappers dancing around on stage and stuff like that. And I kind of smiled. I go, "There's my great aunt," because she was a flapper back in that day. Now she used to talk about how they used to go to those speakeasies and they drink and smash their glasses in the fireplace. I'm like, why'd you do that? Yeah, probably to hide evidence.
Yeah, probably. Well, me and my wife watched one of his history buff. We watched the one on Gettysburg.
Yeah, I saw that one on there, but I haven't watched that one yet.
He was saying how almost 100% accurate that movie is, and he was just saying how he really likes movies that take the time and do their accuracy as far as when this happened in the battle and this stuff and this stuff. And he said that's one of the best out there.
Yeah, because he was talking about, and I was talking about that. He was saying how in certain movies, I think it was the one about what was the one about Jack the Ripper?
From Hell?
Yeah, From Hell. He talked about how that one has there's a lot of stuff that touches on things, but a lot of it's just far-fetched.
Yeah.
But then other ones like Gladiators like that, where things like that happen, but not the way on that one. But there's other ones that are if you actually did it, the movie would be so boring.
Yeah, that's true.
But if Gettysburg is almost 100% accurate.
Yeah, he has a couple of nitpicks, but he's no, mostly everything they put on there is
well, I understand when it's for movies. It has to be. You got to put some excitement. You got to go, man. Remember a day in the life of Ryan? Jesus, I don't want to watch that movie. Is he still sleeping? Yep. Is he going to work? Yep. Is he bitching at people traffic? Yeah. Not so much when he's on his St. John's Wort, because he's good on that stuff, which I forgot to take today.
Oh, I can tell. No, I'm just kidding.
How can you tell? There's nothing wrong with my moods. I turn into Chucky.
Yeah.
I love that idea. Using Chucky as a hand
That was
grenade.
so cool.
Sorry, we're still on. Yeah. We're still on that movie.
Do you have any other Star Trek?
No, I think
stuff?
I'm done.
I think I pretty much.
I was just never a big person on Star Trek, and my dad was more. My dad got me into Star Wars, and we used to go see all kinds of. There's a movie I want to see that I can't find, and it's called Warlords of Atlantis, and it was this old cheesy movie that had those dinosaur effects like on Land of the Lost, The Land That Time Forgot. Those kind of movies with the old stop motion dinosaurs.
Yeah.
But it was I remember a scene of that from when I was a little kid. These Triceratops, or were they ankylosaurs? They were assaulting this fortress, and they're crawling up the side of it. Not crawling like a spider would climb, but climbing like gravity has no effect. Up the side, straight up the wall, And they kept dropping rocks, and like you'd see a little T-Rex go, oh, like falling off with the riders in the back. They're going, ah, I don't care about the riders. The little T-Rex is going to hit the ground.
What the heck?
I don't remember. It was a long time ago
That's
since I've seen that movie. I got to find that movie. That movie needs to come out on Blu-ray.
What's it called?
Warlords of Atlantis.
Warlords of Atlantis.
It just sounds cheesy.
I've never heard of it.
Warlords of Atlantis.
I've never heard of it.
On CBS.
Oh my gosh.
All right, I'm done.
All right, you want to go and we'll roll because we're gonna
roll for one.
Yeah, for one because we're gonna do the jobs one when Paul's with us.
Yeah, we gotta get Paul here so he can talk about his.
What side? How many?
I need a 6-sider. There we go.
For one.
No, you roll it.
Ah, thank you.
I hope you roll 3.
3?
Yes.
What's 3?
Or 1. D&D. I want to get it out of the way. Ah, 5.
Oh, we can't. I gotta redo it. It's jobs.
No, it's 5's down here.
Oh.
Movie trailers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we can do movie trailers. Well, I think when movie trailers, we want to talk about any recent ones or maybe your favorite.
I've got some favorites. I'll talk about.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's actually some movie trailers I will go back and rewatch because I'm like, that is such a good trailer.
Oh, that's cool.
And I've gotten some too where I'm like, that trailer's so good, but that movie sucks so bad.
Well, that's like that trailer for that thing I told you about with the guy with a chip in his spine. There was a part in there where they showed them like going, well, you just showed the death of that one character because apparently some guy has a gun in his hand. Like he has his hand like this. He's got a gun barrel in here, and it fires out thing. And they show a part where he actually whips the guy's arm and whips it into his head, makes him fire it, and basically shoot himself in the face. I'm like going, well, yeah, I don't need to see that guy.
Yeah,
because he's dead apparently.
Yeah, that guy died, so we don't care about him now.
There's about 30 minutes of movie. I don't have to watch it.
So cool. We'll do jobs and movie trailers.
Which one are we? I will do jobs first.
Yeah, we'll do jobs first. And
okay,
movie trailers.
That's the setup. Jobs first, and then movie trailers next.
We can do that.
And jobs is just talking about.
It'll be probably quick, pretty quick.
We have the one where we basically all met at the one job we were all at. You, me, and Paul.
Yeah, we can. I see that taking up a big chunk of time.
Oh, you're talking about a guy I got the dozen jobs.
Well, I mean, as far as like,
I can tell little stories from every single. I probably will. I'm going to go through and think of key moments and talk about specific little parts on each one, and I'll tell you how I lost each job as well.
Okay.
I don't think I've ever been. No, I've been let go before.
Yeah, I have.
I've been let go from jobs. Really? I got to hear about this.
Yeah.
You seem like nobody would ever want to get rid of you.
Yeah, no, it's nothing. It's nothing crazy. But real quick, again, you can email us at geeksamusing@gmail.com. We do have a Facebook. It's facebook.com/geeksamusing. Most importantly, search YouTube. YouTube.com. Search Geeks-a-Musing, Musing. Subscribe and like because we're going to start putting up video podcasts. Hopefully the next ones we do, starting with the jobs. And again, I've been putting up a whole bunch of Far Cry 5 gameplay videos on there. I'm going to keep putting them on there until I beat the game. But yeah, that's it. So for Geeks-a-Musing, this has been Nathan.
And this has been Ryan. Be a geek, be a nerd, but don't be a dork.